Today, we're diving into a classic, Bob Proctor's You Were Born Rich. And this isn't just another book about how to make more money. No. It's a guide to developing what Proctor calls a prosperity consciousness. And trust me, it's a fundamental shift in your mindset that he argues is the absolute key to unlocking the truly rich life you were born to live.
So let me ask you, what does it really mean to be rich? We tend to think it's all about what's in your bank account, right? Well, the book kicks off by completely shattering that idea with a pretty shocking cautionary tale.
All right, picture this. It's 1923, and 8 of the world's most powerful financiers are meeting in Chicago. I mean, these guys controlled more money than the entire U.S. government at the time. They were absolute titans. But fast forward 25 years, and their stories take an incredibly dark turn. The head of the biggest steel company died bankrupt. The leader of the largest gas company went insane. Others ended up in prison or, tragically, took their own lives.
So, what on earth went wrong? I mean, they had all the money in the world. Well, according to Proctor, it wasn't the money. It was their mindset. You see, they'd mastered the game of making a fortune, but they never, ever learned how to live a truly rich life. This story isn't some argument against being wealthy. It's a powerful warning against misunderstanding what wealth truly is.
And that cautionary tale brings us right to the heart of this entire book. Your financial reality, it isn't shaped by what's going on out there. It is a direct reflection of your internal world, your money mindset. Proctor calls this internal state prosperity consciousness, and he totally flips a common assumption on its head. Get this, people don't feel comfortable with money because they have it. They have money because they feel comfortable with the idea of it. It's a complete 180 from how most of us think. Wealthy people have simply developed a mindset that expects and welcomes abundance.
And you can see the two mindsets side by side here. A mindset of lack is full of these beliefs that actually push money away. You know the ones. But a prosperity consciousness, it sees money for what it really is. An effect, a result of the value you provide, and maybe most importantly, a servant. It's a tool you use, not a master you worship.
Okay, so how do we actually build this prosperity consciousness? Well, Proctor gives us this really powerful technique he calls the image-making secret, and it is all about creating your financial reality from the inside out.
The whole foundation for this is actually pretty simple. We think in pictures. Everything humanity has ever created started as an image in someone's mind. The very first chair was a thought before it was ever wood and nails. The Wright brothers saw flight in their imagination long before that first plane ever took off. Proctor even points to top athletes, like the legendary golfer Jack Nicklaus, who literally goes to the movies in his mind, visualizing the perfect shot before he even swings the club.
So this creative process, it always flows from a higher potential to a lower one. It starts in the non-physical world of your thoughts. You consciously choose thoughts of prosperity. Then, those thoughts start to crystallize into a clear idea, a mental image of the success you want. And it's only then that that image manifests as a physical result in your life. The mistake most of us make is we try to work backwards. We let our current reality dictate our thoughts, and that just traps us in a cycle of lack. And listen, this isn't just Proctor's idea. This is the very essence of what the great Napoleon Hill discovered after studying the world's most successful people for decades. If you can clearly build the image in your mind, that's the conceive part, and you can genuinely feel its reality, that's the believe part, then you've set the stage for it to be achieved.
Now, understanding the theory is one thing, but Proctor is all about practical application. So let's get into the step-by-step action plan for turning these powerful ideas into some real-world results.
Step 1, and this is a big one. You have to get specific. Vaguely wanting more money is totally useless. Your subconscious mind, it needs a clear target, a precise picture. It needs a number. So you've got to do the work. What does your ideal life actually cost? How much exactly is enough for you?
Next, you have to adopt this ancient Babylonian law of financial success. And it is a simple, non-negotiable rule. A part of everything you earn is yours to keep. Before you pay your landlord, before you pay the grocery store, you must pay yourself first.
And here is Proctor's simple, disciplined plan for doing that. Right off the top, 10% of your income goes into what he calls a financial independence account. That money is for you, for your future. The next 20% goes into a debt clearance account, and the remaining 70%, that covers all your living expenses. Now, this isn't just budgeting. Proctor argues that this structure creates financial order, and that order is the absolute bedrock of peace of mind and building true wealth.
Okay, so now we get to what Proctor calls the most critical ingredient in this entire process, and maybe the hardest one. Once you've created that crystal clear image and you've set up your plan, you have to release it. You have to let go and trust the process. The final ingredient is faith. And the book defines faith so beautifully here. It's not just passive wishing, it's an active creative force. It's the ability to see the invisible, to believe in the incredible, and in doing that, to receive what most people out there think is absolutely impossible. It's holding onto that vision so clearly that you can feel its reality long before you can see it with your own eyes.
You know, the story of David and Goliath is the perfect illustration of this. Goliath's faith was in everything you could see, his armor, his weapons, his sheer size. He was powerful on the physical plane. But David's faith? It was placed entirely in the unseen, in an invisible power that he trusted completely. And, well, we all know how that story ends. Faith in the unseen proved infinitely more powerful than any visible obstacle.
And this brings us to a really critical distinction. Your job is to define the what, that clear image of the prosperity you want. Your job is not to figure out the how. When you try to control every little detail, you just choke the whole process. You have to let go and trust that the how will be revealed to you.
So the book leaves us with this powerful idea, paraphrased from a quote by Lincoln. Believing in what you can already see and touch, well, that's not really belief at all, is it? The real triumph, the power that creates new worlds, lies in your ability to believe in the unseen. So, the final question is, what unseen potential will you choose to believe in?